Welcome to Kusadasi. A few cruise ships in today to MSC alongside our Celestial. We're off to Ephesus in a little while. We're just on our way to find our transportation and our guide for the day. So we've got a driver and a guide just for the two of us. So it should make things very interesting when we get there. Really looking forward to it. Before leaving the port, our guide had already asked us not to record during the course of the journey up to Ephesus, which of course we accepted. Remember, we booked our own personal guide to take us around Ephesus, as well as a driver that's just dropped us off at the main gates. Don't forget, it's just two of us with our own guide. We've got here early, we've beaten the crowds, the coaches haven't even left the port yet. This excursion lasted for 5 hours. For an air-conditioned vehicle, driver, and our guide for the two of us, this cost us approximately £85, booked through TripAdvisor. However, the entry fee into Ephesus is an additional charge and can be paid locally to the guide in either cash or by card at the end of the day.
Or whatever it's written over there, I can show you.
Lovely, thank you.
After
a short explanation by Banu, our guide, as to what to expect while walking around Ephesus, we just got on with it and enjoyed the sights of Ephesus.
People came here in 11th century AD. At that time, this city was our mother.
The pillars that you see either side of this street would once have supported a roof, and along this street on either side you would have had shops, which is very much like our modern day undercover shopping arcades that we have in all our cities in the UK. So here we can see what was a meeting place, not big enough for a theatre, but lectures and meetings would take place here. So we're now into the stairwell of the meeting place. The Romans made Ephesus a major city in their empire, building impressive structures like the Library of Celsus and the Grand Theatre that you will see shortly, and implementing advanced sanitation like public toilets and underground sewers. Under the rule of the Romans, Ephesus became the capital of the Roman province of Asia and one of the largest cities in the Mediterranean, with a population potentially exceeding 250,000. The city's decline began in the Byzantine era, and it was largely abandoned after its harbour silted up. While no Turkish period existed for the city in the way there was a Roman period, the area was later incorporated into the Ottoman Empire and eventually modern Turkey, and the site is now known as Ephesus. There was more than one vlogging team on the patch that
We have
day.
the same cameras. Look! But I have one more right here. I won!
Needs to be a good one.
Yeah.
Excavations have revealed wealthy terraced houses with intricate mosaics, frescoes and marble floors, offering a glimpse into the Roman domestic life.
If you're gambling in the cruise, go ahead, take a photo. She brings you good luck. Behind her, you see something like a Starbucks lady in the middle. Yeah. Everybody says this is Medusa. But remember Medusa. Medusa was beheaded. 20 million lira converted to 20 lira. So we have different pictures. But this was
In front of the seats, there were more seats here. There was also running water to wash their hands. They had sponges hanging on the wall. They took the rest of the share as much. And maybe my colleagues knew that slaves warm it up for my masters and things, but I think they had special cushions to sit on. If you Google it, it says brothel.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes. If you ask me why you named this as a brothel, because during excavations, archaeologists discovered the statue of a man with a big willy. Penis bigger than him. So when we found it here, we said, okay, this is brothel. And tour guides began to say between library and brothel, there was used to be even secret tunnel. And husbands were saying, honey, I'm going to library 2,000 years ago. And they were passing through the tunnel to come to the brothel. So they
The building's impressive facade was extensively reconstructed from original pieces in the 1970s and is famous for its 4 statues representing wisdom, knowledge, intelligence and virtue. The Library of Celsus is an ancient Roman library and mausoleum in Ephesus. Built between 110 and 135 AD, commissioned by Tiberius Julius as a monument for his father Celsus. The library once housed about 12,000 scrolls. The scrolls themselves were made of papyrus, which was imported from Egypt. Library building is quite amazing. Absolutely mind-boggling how this was built, and to see it preserved the way it is today. Just to give you a feel of how things were back in the day, we're going to take you through an immersive experience, just to give you that true feel of what life was like in Ephesus all those many years ago. We are back out in the daylight again, with just one more place to visit before we leave Ephesus, and that is the Grand Theatre. And here it is! Unfortunately, it was under substantial reconstruction at the time that we visited the site. They do, however, still have live performances here, and on July 17th, 2001, Elton John performed a solo performance here in a classic concert series with just his piano. Well, that brings us to the end of our tour of Ephesus. We've had an absolutely fantastic couple of hours here and a fantastic guide with us, and we've had a laugh along the way as well. So it's time to move on and see what Banu has planned for us next.
I never shy to ask him something, but if you don't have any questions, it's okay.
We are visiting a carpet factory.
I just requested an expert. I think one gentleman.
We are about to meet John, who is the owner of this business, and will take us through the process of making carpets and rugs.
Okay.
I'm sure of that. So I hope you'll enjoy the little tour in our establishment as well. What I would like to do is I'd like to give you a brief information about the Turkish part of Anatolian culture.
Okay.
Or it's all very important to encourage them. This way we try to convey the traditional handicraft to the coming generations.
Okay.
And the fundamental difference of Turkish handmade carpets as compared to the other Oriental rugs is the weaving technique. We use double knots for Turkish carpets, and how they make these double knots and the rest of the process. This very talented lady, that is Özlem. Emine. Özlem is the other one. And she's working on a wool on cotton combination carpet, which means the skeleton of the carpet is cotton. Cotton we can spin finer than wool. That gives the chance to put more number of knots into the carpet and make more floral, intricate designs. As you can see, this, as compared to some other wool carpets, is more floral, intricate. But how they now, first of all, she picks up two vertical threads on the loom. In other words, two warps. It seems as if they are next to each other, but actually we have two layers of warps in the skeleton. So she picks up one from the bottom layer and the one on top of it. The material which makes up the knot, şimdi atalım, goes around the first, then the second warp, and from the center she pulls both ends down. Çekelim. This is known as a double knot. Another one, bir tane daha atalım.
But it's hard to do it slow.
Once and twice around the warps, then she pulls it down. The advantage of the technique is when you walk on a handmade carpet, actually what you are doing is you pull the knots. It's the same when you clean them with vacuum cleaners. If you have double knots, when you pull them, they get tighter. Okay. That's why we still prefer them. And once she's accomplished this part, makası göster şöyle. She has that scissors, önünde göster, which is not a normal scissors like we use at home. They can adjust it from the screws for the desired height of the pile, but they do that at the very beginning of the carpet to keep the pile size even. And after each row of knots they have completed, they trim the remaining parts on the carpet with it. Keselim. As you can see, it becomes even this way.
Wow.
It's incredible.
And the same process is repeated till she completes her carpet. It's so
And how
easy.
long will that take to complete a carpet?
That's a wonderful question. To explain is really easy, but to make it is quite time consuming. This one here is wool on cotton, as I told you. You working inches or metric? Because I'm
either.
Which one do you prefer?
Inches.
Inches?
Yeah.
Okay. This particular piece to the square inch has like 320 knots. That is actually quite fine for a wool carpet. But this is wool on cotton. With the pure wool, we have fewer knots. The size of it will be roughly about 5 by 7 in feet. And with this density of knots, to make that carpet will take nearly 4.5 months.
Wow.
I know that's a long time, but suppose this was silk, it would take a year maybe in this size.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That is the difference between silk and wool. And I guess that lights like LED light box behind your silk carpet This is how you can display it also. They are going to turn the lights off just for a second, but please concentrate on that one right there. Kapatalım. This is how you can display silk carpets also. Or look at these horses right there and the cats.
Or tiger behind.
Yeah, there's a tiger also behind you. So this is what you can do with silk. Of course, if you have proper colors, what that means is if you have more lighter tone in Turkish, and of course we have the Turkish national drink, rakı. You know that? Oh yeah. So you know it. Okay. Starting with the ladies first of all. Madam, what would you like to have?
I'm going to try a red wine.
Red wine.
Oh,
sure.
are you?
Bir tane kırmızı şarap. I assume the rakı.
Rocky,
Yeah.
please. Yes, please.
Bir tane rakı. Anything else? I mean, just the rakı, or
No, that's fine.
if you
Thank
would
you.
like to have something else, or
No, that'd be brilliant. Thank you.
don't hesitate to order more than one, because we
Yeah.
are not in a little Oriental bazaar. I mean, you have the chance to try different ones, okay?
Okay,
Like
thank
this one. Now, this here is wool on cotton combination. The skeleton of it is cotton. The pile is again wool. Why we use cotton? Remember the one on the loom, the first one? I said it is wool on cotton. And I said to be able to make more floral designs, we need more number of knots. The cotton, we can spin finer. That allows us to put more number of knots into that carpet. But believe me, that's the only difference between this and this carpet. There's a gimmick that a lot of carpet salesmen use. They say, if a carpet is finer, it's better. This is just to explain the price difference of two carpets in a very easy way. But actually, better means more durable. And that's not the strongest natural material we use for carpets. So I have to prove to you that you can walk on silk. Let me show you a bigger size.
Wow, look at that.
Beautiful. Isn't
This
it?
is definitely too big to hang on the wall. This is made to walk on. This is like almost 9 by 12. Didn't work.
Well, you, John, was certainly a great host, and he explained everything about the carpets so well. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to sell us one, because most of these were priced way above our price scale. Well, that's the end of an absolutely fantastic day out in Ephesus and Kusadasi. So it's time to head back to the ship now and prepare for our evening. So it's bye for now. Please subscribe and give us a like, and we'll see you in the next one.